Hello everybody, welcome again to some Toonkind at 12 frames per second. My name is Whis, I'm one of your players today, and I am playing the Pumpkin King, Korvits Hallows. And joining me today I have a wonderful friend who is going to play some wonderful frogs. Jazz hands!
Jazz hands back. Hello, my name's DeeDee Flowers, also known as DeeDee, and yeah, with the lovely, wonderful, talented person that they are. Yes, I had to get you back for that. Yeah, I also go by DeeDee, and I, along with the awesome Korvits, will be playing a frog and a smaller frog ? Don't worry about that. And yeah,
It's gonna be an interesting evening. Where do we want to point the camera first? At the frogs or at the pumpkin?
I mean, I could paint you a little word picture if you'd like.
Oh, please paint me a word picture. I desire to see this with my mind's eye.
So it's a beautiful day in Halloween Town. The sun is not shining because it's Halloween Town. The crows are cawing, and 4 babies are being put down for a nap, and the 5th one's having a little bit of trouble. It's fine. And yeah, Phileap has gotten like the little ones off to sleep, and he is attempting desperately to do the same with Sally. She's being fussy for some reason. And, he's just doing a little, like, finger play game, like acting out, snowing and doing stretches and, just something very chill. And he's like, okay, let's do a triangle shape with our hands. And, Sally does it with our little nubbins. Let's do let's do a cookie shape. Let's do a campfire shape. And he says campfire, and Sally bursts into flames. There is screaming. Sally seems fine. She's just laughing, having a good time. It's like, oh, this is new, but she's having fun. And yeah, as the smoke builds up in Phileap's house, as he grabs his literally on fire baby and dunks her in the old tank, we can cut to Korvits.
That is one hell of a word.
How's Korvits doing?
Korvits is having a wonderful afternoon. He is currently spending time with...
Whis?
Yeah? Did I cut
Whis,
out?
are you there?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Whis, if you were talking, I can't hear you.
Oh, weird, because Discord's picking me up. Oh, dear.
Okay, now I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Oh, my gosh.
I was a little bit worried.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay. I will just lean closer to the mic, I guess. Technical difficulties all up in this place. Okay, what was I saying? Yes, Korvits. He is, alright, so Korvits is actually spending the afternoon at the Stagehand's Requiem, not with Lynn. He's not spending time with his cleric today, but with her son. Because Rye has asked Korvits, who is an expert in the realms of being a bird, because that's one of the things he do, on some flying tips. Because Rye is not a very strong wild-shaped aficionado, so he's getting some flying practice in so that he can show off to his flight club buddies, to his aviation club buddies, next time he sees them. So Korvits is kind of giving him pointers. So you've got Rye in his little raven form, which I want you to imagine a heterochromic blue and black, what's that Pokemon? It's one of the newer ones. A Rookidee. A little orb bird. That is what Rye looks like in his raven wild shape. And then Korvits.
Spherical!
And he is spherical, yes. And then Korvits, also in raven form, but looking much more like a traditional raven, doing flight practice, looking at how the wings move and how the tail moves and stuff like that. That is currently what Korvits is doing.
It's like a pretty chill time.
Yeah. For now.
Yeah. For now. Do you guys think you are in the air right now, or just like, maybe landing or taking a break?
I think it'd be funny if they were airborne. So, like, they're not going to be super high up or doing stunts or anything. More or less just practicing flying around the airspace around network. Maybe doing laps of the tower or things like that. Getting some maneuvering practice in from steering and things like that, up and down. It's all about technique at the minute, not speed or anything like that.
Sweet. Do you want to like roll a perception or see if like you can see what's coming?
Sure, I will do that. Actually, I'm not going to roll one for Korvits because Korvits is paying attention to. Actually, no, I will. I'll roll one for both of them. Why not? I'm gonna roll Korvits at dis. That's what I'm gonna do. And I don't have my dice, so we're just gonna use Ray. And I'll roll one for Rye too. Why not? Where are you, Rye?
Yeah. Why not?
Where are you, lad? I'll do you at dis as well. Alright, so we got a 16 and a 10. So that's actually atrocious for Korvits because he has a plus 11. They both rolled 5s on the dice. There you go.
Well, I mean, I think that's high enough to pass. If you didn't, it just would have slapped you in the face. But yeah, you probably, before it hits you right in the face, you see the loyal paper airplane coming, speeding right towards you, Korvits.
I think just because it's funny, like he'll see it, but like not register it as coming for him, or B, a paper airplane, because like they're currently birds. Birds are a thing. Oh yeah, maybe it's a bird, and then it just sort of like he's flying along, and you know that thing where you get that gag where they get hit by something and they completely go off screen. He's just gonna be smacked. He's gonna let out this really indignant sort of squawk kind of noise and get smacked off screen for a second, before he shifts back into his normal form. And he can still fly in his normal form, which helps. But he'll shift back and then just sort of grab Aggo and grab the thing that hit him and just be like,
oh, what the heck? Huh.
Mr. Korvits, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's a paper airplane. Oh, I don't get those very often. Is this for me or for you? Hold on, let me open.
And he'll open it up.
So yeah, this thing is smoking for some reason, a little bit singed. And it's not very coherent. Like someone wrote it in a bit of a hurry. But it just says, baby on fire, magic, weird, help? Question mark, question mark, question mark, exclamation point. Come please at once.
Did he sign it?
I mean, oh, I want to say he tried to. Do you want to roll like you know what? You'll probably figure it out anyways. But do you want to roll an insight to see if you can figure this out?
It's probably more of an investigation, I think. Let's see.
Oh yeah, investigation. You're right.
Let's roll your investigation. What is your investigation, Korvits? It's still stupidly high. That is a 23. I think he's got it. And so
you recognize that loopy scribble on the bottom is like a P, and there's an E and A in there. Yeah, you see it.
Okay, so I think he's just going to be looking at it, blink. Like it's one of those cuts where like the characters are sort of free floating in the space, and there's that dot that just appears behind them. He's gonna be looking at that. Rye's still flapping next to him, and Korvits is just so baffled by this. Is like,
okay, baby on fire. Oh dear, what have you gotten into now?
and he's just gonna sort of look up and sort of adjust himself to the position of where he knows Phileap's house is from here.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say, as soon as he does, he sees the literal explosion, like cartoonish explosion, coming up from the direction of Phileap's house.
Oh, heck. Alright, sorry, kid, I've got to go.
No, I'm gonna come too! And, so the two of them are just gonna shoof off in that direction towards the, cartoonish mushroom cloud coming out of Phileap's chimney.
Yeah. Yeah, and you, arrive, so this is a single father. The house is normally chaotic. It's worse. It's worse.
Oh boy.
Phileap is screaming. There is smoke everywhere. The babies who can normally sleep through a lot are awake and, like, cranky, upset. Well, four of them are. Very cranky and upset. And, yeah, you don't see Phileap everywhere, but you can certainly hear him. Like, Sally, no, baby, away from the wall, no. And, yeah, let me just roll, D100 real quick. How do I roll on this guy? Because I don't have a D100 dice.
Exclamation mark R space, size of your dice.
Oh. Okie dokie smoky. Oh, 21, let's see. Well, your hair turns bright pink. She has no hair, but I'm gonna say she's pink now. That's her attack. Oh, okay, you know what? Not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but you know, that works. Okay, honey, can you please come down from the... I'm gonna roll another D100. $41. Yeah. And as you are making your way in there... Oh boy. You switch positions with a creature of your choice when you are within 60 feet in a puff of smoke. Just gonna roll a D2 real quick. Actually, no, D3. Oh, okay. So, Korvits, you blink and, you're suddenly, well, oh my god. Korvits, you blink and, Raya's gone. Phileap is there, and he's, like, kind of mid-sentence, has his arms out, like, he was like, puff of smoke happened, he was, and now, your charge is gone, and your friend is over here. And, Rye, you are now in front of a kind of cranky baby who is, like, on the refrigerator. You don't know how she got on there, but she's on there.
Okay. Oh dear. Alright, so I think Rye is going to be just like, I'm over here all of a sudden. Oh! How did you get on the fridge?
Sally just kind of shrugs.
Okay, you know what? Fair enough. In the meantime, Korvits is open near the front door, and he just sort of looks down at Phileap and goes,
This is a little intense for the kind of chaos that's normally at your house, Phileap. I'm not going to ask if everything's okay. Everything is obviously not okay. Are you injured? Is anyone injured? What the heck? This is incoherent of a message, even for you.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not hurt. Sally was on fire. She was literally on fire, and then she was fine, and then she fell out of the tub, and then floated up into the tub, and then she turned pink, and then there was lightning, and then there were vines, and I saw magic shenanigans. I don't know how this happened. I've studied spells before. It took me ages to figure some of them out, and he's babbling.
Okay.
Phileap, he's just gonna put his hand on top of Phileap's head, and because he's so big, it's just like this big poof on top of Phileap's head.
All right. The word vomit isn't helping you or me. So just breathe, okay? That's step one. All right. Back it up. Who was on fire?
Sally?
Sally was
She's
on fire.
okay? She
All right.
seemed okay. She thought it was funny at first, and then more magic things. I've never seen anything like this, and oh god, I don't think she's injured, but what if could this be something that could this be hurting her?
Oh, look, we're not gonna know until we check it out. Now, first things first, what about the other 4? How are they doing? Are they alright?
There. Oh god, I was so freaked out I didn't even check. And yeah, he's they were just I was putting them down for a nap, and but when all this happened and Sally was having a hard time sleeping, and oh god, I need to check on them. Uh I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I think they seemed okay last I saw them. Thank you for coming so quickly. I'm sorry about the incoherent message. Kids, gotta go. And he's toddling off.
Oh, poor guy.
Oh.
Oh.
I just rolled another D100. Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Interesting. So cut to Rye. Rye, Sally, who is now pink, was on the fridge. This little baby, this little bean-headed baby. She looks very upset. And then there's another spark of magic, and there's a 5-year-old on the fridge now.
Oh, did she get aged up?
Yeah, 36, you age up.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Raya's just gonna blink. Okay.
What?
You're having a time. Hey, do you want to come down?
What? Yeah. What? Why am I big?
I don't know. Why are you pink?
Oh.
Tell you what, you come down, I'll make sure you float down like you're a feather. And we can figure it out. Just sort of relax, yeah?
Oh, okay. And she kind of very carefully, starts to slide off the fridge.
Rye's going to cast Featherfall on her. So she just very gently drifts to the floor.
Yeah. I'm gonna say at this point the pink is gone, but she's still 5.
You're not pink anymore. You're purple again. Cool. Okay. I think this is some peckin' magical bullshit. Oh dear. Come on, let's go find your dad. And he'll hold out his hand to her.
Okay. And she's kind of upset. She takes your hand and is like, still, like, this is a habit you've probably seen Sally before. She has this habit of like putting her little nubbin in her mouth. She no longer has a nubbin. She's got like 4 fingers. 2 of them are in her mouth as she like kind of follows behind you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he'll lead her out of the kitchen and looking through the rest of the house trying to find where Phileap and Korvits are. And Korvits is kind of just didn't quite follow after Phileap because negotiating around this man's house is a little hard unless he shifts. But if he shifts, he can't actually speak common.
Oh no!
Like, I mean, he can, but he can't make the sounds. He can understand, but he can't make common sounds if he shifts like that. So he's just he's dropped down onto his knees and is just sort of shuffling through through the house, looking around, taking stock of everything. It's just like,
This is, I am gonna have to get you some new carpet. That'd be the lightning you mentioned. Huh. Hey, Fry, you in here somewhere still?
yeah, I'm good. I found Sally. She's tall now.
Right. Cool.
how's Phileap?
Currently grappling with a couple of cranky kids. Actually, let me roll for that. I'm just gonna roll a quick persuasion. It's fine. I'm gonna roll that. I think I should roll that at disadvantage because you don't interrupt nap time.
Nope. You sure don't.
$14 for that first one. Oh, so 13. I'll say with like that, like at least there's none of the kids are upset, but they're definitely not going back to sleep anytime soon. So he's probably walking back with 4 toddlers. Just
Yeah.
What? Just staring aghast at their sister.
Mr. Phileap, Sally's tall now.
Uh-huh. Well, that's... Okay, I read about growth spurts in the parenting books, but that's not supposed to happen for another couple of years?
She's got
honey,
fingers,
are you
too.
feeling... Oh my god, yeah, you've got fingers like a big girl! Okay, focus. Are you feeling okay, honey? Sally just kind of... Fingers in mouth, just kind of nods.
I am going to roll Korvits and Arcana. That's what I'm going to do. $25, lovely. Alright, so he's going to be looking at this and then...
Okay. I think I have some understanding of what the problem is. Because she did use magic on Halloween, now that I think about it. I think we may need to take this out of your house so you still have a house at the end of the day. Okay, here's my think. Right. Would you stay here and look after these guys while we go and sort Sally out, make sure everything's all good on that front?
Yeah, I can do that. Guys. I know what we can do. Do you like stories?
A couple of the Guppies nod. I think Sally and Ellie, who did see the fireball during Halloween, was like, "No, I want to see what happens. I want to see if she sets things on fire again. I missed it. I was asleep and I missed it."
Okay, but if Mr. Korvits and Mr. Phileap, if your dad and Mr. Korvits have to figure out how to make sure that Sally's not on fire, or pink, or on the fridge, for no reason, magic can be really tricky, right? Especially if you can't control it. I should know, I've seen Gregory do things. I've seen Dad do things that he shouldn't. So what if you guys stay with me? I can tell you a story that my Uncle Hattie wrote. I can do it in puppets. Would you like puppets?
And I'll roll a persuasion.
I was just gonna say, they'll go with you either way, but the persuasion is for how well it goes. Because their sister just turned pink and grew into a big person. Oh,
right.
Oh, darling. I'm gonna say, this happens eventually, but yeah, they're not gonna be paying too much attention to the story. Their sister grew into a big kid. That's gonna be all that's in their head, but they're gonna go with you. They're just not gonna be paying attention, I don't think.
Fair enough. Rye will do his best to keep them occupied. If he could get them back to sleep, great. That's not going to happen, but he could try.
I salute Rye. I salute you, Rye. Good luck. Thank you for trying.
Oh dear. If nothing else, maybe he'll hit a good berry and share food with them. That always goes down well. Or, you know, if he gets desperate, he'll just polymorph them into stuff. That's always fun.
Honestly, their obsession with magic, that might go over very well.
Oh,
Speaking
dear.
of magic.
Yeah, well, he's good at magic. So...
I just rolled another D100. Sally is no longer a baby, but she is pink again.
Alright. I think Rye will kind of usher the other 4 guppies back into their bedroom to attempt assorted entertainments. And Korvits will pick Sally up, and Phileap in the other hand, because that's just easier.
Alright, let's go for a walk. Let's figure this out. You'll be right as rain in no time, okay, Sally?
Sally's not saying anything. Nubbin is in mouth. She looks upset. And Phileap's just like, oh, come here, honey. And he's kind of reaching out to try and hold her as he is being held by you, Korvits.
Oh yeah, Korvits will let Phileap hold Sally while he holds Phileap, and he's gonna take them out of the house and take off. Has Phileap been flying with Korvits before?
Nope.
Well, this sure is gonna
boy.
be an experience. Because he's not thinking about that. He's like, all right, we need to get to the pumpkin patch now, so we're going to fly there. So I don't know if Phileap would have even seen this, just because of the way that Korvits normally comes and goes in order to get in and out of the house is by being a raven. His 2 long, tattered scarf strands turn into big black raven wings, and he just takes off into the sky without a word of warning at all.
Oh boy. I feel like Phileap is just, kind of comforting Sally. He sees the scarf turn into wings and is like, what the
Oh dear, Korvits is holding them both very carefully, so like they're not gonna fall, but I like to bully the frog.
Oh, the frog is mine. I love to bully the frog.
He's so bullyable.
He is.
Oh dear.
Alright, we're gonna get some fresh air and we'll get this under control. While we're on it, hey Phileap, have you heard of wild magic before?
What? In the air, wild magic?
Yeah, wild magic.
What?
It's one heck of a thing.
Why? But yeah, I've heard of it. Why? You can fly? I'm sorry, I know that's low priority, but I did not. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, check out the view from up here. Ain't it good?
If I wasn't terrified of heights, I would think that's fantastic. But I'm terrified of heights, so I don't think it's fantastic.
Big Hero 6 reference.
Yes. Thank you.
Love it.
Thank you for picking up what I'm putting down.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I should have given you some warning. I could have sworn you knew I could fly. Anyway, it's alright. Here we are at the hill anyway. It is nice and close by. Thank you, Kara, for helping me. And now we're down on the ground. Here you go. Are your legs jelly? How's the landing?
Let's find out. Should I roll a survival for that, maybe? Or a constitution?
Con save, maybe?
Yeah. Let's see. He's actually got a pretty high con save, so. Let's see if that actually helps him at this.
Nope.
Nope.
Sure
Yeah. He literally. His legs are doing the cartoon wiggle, and I think the only thing that keeps him from, the fact that he's got Sally, I think is the only thing that keeps him from not completely falling into a puddle. He definitely collapses, but he's got baby.
Controlled collapse onto the backside rather than literally melting.
Yeah.
All right. Good. You're good. We can walk home if you prefer. That's fine. All right. Sal, how are you feeling? Tell me about your day, kiddo.
Mm, Well, I just, it's okay, I guess. I was on fire, and I turned pink, and then I was big, and then it got really bright and really loud, and I did not like it when it got loud. I didn't like it at all. Don't like it.
Hmm. Yeah. Sounds like wild magic to me. Now you're not distracted, Philippe. You've heard of that before, yeah?
Yeah, yeah. Philippe now legs unjellified, and like, yeah, no, I've heard of it. I've never heard of a baby getting. And Sally's like, not a baby. It's like, I'm sorry, I've never heard of a big girl, of a kid getting wild magic before. I mean, don't like. I admittedly I haven't studied it as much, so like I don't know like much about the origins of it. But isn't that something from the Feywilds, if I remember correctly?
He gives a little bit of a shrug.
Well, thing is that there's a. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you know this. You're a spellcaster, right? You have different kinds of magic. You got cleric magic, you got bard magic, you got sorcerer magic, and wild magic is usually one of those. And well, usually it doesn't just go off like this, but I'm gonna guess it's probably because she hasn't really used that much magic before. Like, I was very impressed on Halloween, actually. You know what she pulled out, Philippe? I'm surprised she didn't tell you.
Yeah, the fireball. I'm gonna
Yeah.
be honest with you. I thought it was the costume. I didn't realize that was her.
Oh no, 100%. Yeah, that was genuinely a fireball, not firebolt. Fireball. That is not. That is not a low-level spell, Philippe. I mean, I know fireball, but you know, fire is my thing. So, hmm. So, okay, so what we have here is a situation where little Miss Sally has wild magic, which she can't. Like, she seems to be just throwing out magic, just naturally. That's great. On the one hand, it means you're gonna be a really powerful spellcaster when you get big.
Yeah.
But, having a little bit of issue with the control aspect, that's a bit more problematic.
But this means that if you're understanding this won't hurt her at all. This won't hurt her at all.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm no expert in the intricacies of wild magic, and I suppose that's part of the point. Wild magic is one of those things where it just does stuff that's unpredictable. And depending on what kind of wild magic she's having, it could, I suppose. Depends. There are some that are, you got your. The thing, you changed places with Rye and your dad. You swapped them. That was cool. And you've changed color, you've been on fire, and I think Rye said you were on the fridge. And, yeah, you were older. That was cool. But, yeah, no, I've definitely read of wild magic effects that are less fun. So, it's definitely something we want to get a handle on until until you know how to control your own magic, Sal.
Sally's still got her little nubbin in her mouth, kind of being held by her dad, and she kind of very reluctantly, like, takes her nubbin out of her mouth and is like, so, I'm magic like Daddy?
Yep. Very magic. Matter of fact, you've got the potential, I reckon, of being even more magic than him.
Sally's eyes kind of light up at that, like that. It's like, and like, I think Philippe's like kind of, like, still very nervous, but like trying to keep a tap on it because, oh God, do not upset baby. Do not upset your baby. It's like, that's right, kiddo. You're already amazing, and I can't wait to see how you grow up. So, how do I stop setting stuff on fire?
Well, practice is definitely going to be on the cards there, and it's not something that you need to be worried about. Everybody has to practice stuff sometimes. When I came back, I had to practice my magic again. It was a little over enthusiastic, so I can understand the situation that you're in. Very similar to my own situation. I may have burned down a building. It's fine. It was going to be decommissioned anyway, so it's fine. And sometimes people pick up magic later in life, like Lynn, Network's mom. I think that's the warmth bringer. That's what she calls her. Yep. Lynn. She's just gotten some magic that she never had before, and so she has to practice that too. Practice isn't a bad thing.
That's right, kiddo. When I learned magic, I had to practice. And like Sally's kind of more visibly relaxing, and I think Phileap is gonna very gently kind of hold Sally. I was like, "Do you want to go see Mr. Korvits, and he could tell you more about it?" And she kind of nubbins uppies.
All right, come here.
And he'll pick her up, and she is an eighth of his size. So I think he's sitting down, and he'll just sort of sit her on his knee because he's just so big. And he'll give her head a little bit of a ruffle, and I think now would be a wonderful time for another wild magic effect.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, we were having feelings, so I wanted to hold it off, but now. Oh, 27. It's just in the 20s, isn't it?
It likes those.
It does like those numbers. Let's see, 27. Oh no! Sally's little nubbins become iron fists, and they just. They are so heavy, I think she just flops and falls to the ground. Like, or falls as close to the ground as she can on Korvits' knee. Like.
Jeez.
Oh dear.
Let me just roll him a what should I do for that?
Yeah.
Just Dex?
I'm also gonna roll a Dex save for Phileap, because...
Yeah. Oh. 15. Alright.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah,
she's definitely not hitting the ground.
Whoa there! Oh, whoa! Okay, your hands just turned into metal. What? Oh man.
They're heavy.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
Yeah, I bet. Okay, all right. Come back up here. Okay, I got her, Phileap. I got her. Come back up here. Let's try that again. Sit. Balance. I'm gonna put my arm behind. Yeah, there you go. Okay, you can lean back on my arm. All right. Now, that would be really good for punching if you had a thing to punch. Make your hand really, really heavy before you punch. But not so good. But you're not expecting it, honey. All right. Here's a question for you, Sal. Did you feel anything just before that happened?
Feel?
Yeah.
Nothing? And I think Philippe's just like, did you try to do something and then it didn't work out the way you wanted to? And Sally just kind of nubbin. Well, she tries to put the nubbin back in her mouth. She can't lift it. It's too heavy, which makes her cross. But I think it does make her a little like mouth furrows and concentration. Like, I was sad. I was sad, and I was angry. I didn't want to sleep. And I I told Zaddy I wasn't sleepy, and I tried to tell him, and he said no. Does that count?
That's good. That's definitely counts. As you see, the thing is that magic comes from in here.
And he'll give a little tap tap on her chest with a finger.
And a lot of the time, especially if you haven't got a really tight hold on it, it can react to how you're feeling. Right? So if you're scared, or if you're angry, like, I know that those ghosts at the windmill gave you a bit of a fright. And boy howdy, did you react to that? Very expertly done, by the way. That was excellent. They're fine, by the way. You didn't hurt anybody. That was all part of the game. But if you're not careful with your magic, Sally, you can really hurt somebody. Not everybody is gonna be like me. I'm fireproof, so you can throw fireballs at me all day, it won't do anything. And not everybody's gonna be like those ghosts that you were fighting with. Because you can't really kill them in a way that matters. But magic can be dangerous if you don't have it under control. Because your dad's not fireproof, and neither are your siblings either.
I didn't mean to.
I know. And you're not in trouble either, is she, Phileap?
No. Oh, honey, of course not. We just want to make sure that you're safe. We just want to make sure that you and your siblings grow up big and strong and happy.
It's a lot of responsibility being a spellcaster, kid. And you are going to be a wonderful spellcaster. You got quite the head start. Not everybody gets Fireball when they're as young as you. Most kids don't even get Firebolt, which is, one of your first level spells that you normally learn first. Things like, I can, watch this, I can do this.
And he's gonna snap his fingers and do dancing lights. And they kind of show up like orange fireworks that just sort of crackle out of his hands and then just float in the air around them, like just little bursts of fireworks around them.
Sally's eyes just get shiny. He's like, wow.
This is the kind of spell that we normally learn first. But had you done magic before Halloween, kid?
Sally opens her mouth, kind of closes it. It's like, I don't know.
Well, if not, having Fireball be the first thing that you pull out, that's really impressive. But it comes with a lot of responsibility.
Does standing on my head for a long time count as magic?
Maybe not necessarily magic, but it's definitely very impressive nonetheless. That's a little bit different, though. I would like to see this at a later date, alright? You promise?
Yeah, I promise.
Great. So, what we have to figure out is how to help you keep your magic under control. Because if you're not able to stop yourself setting things on fire, being on top of the fridge, changing color, swapping people's positions, you're gonna find things a little difficult. And if you're not careful with it, someone could get hurt. So...
But I'm gonna get hurt?
No, I know. That's why we're gonna figure it out. Isn't that right, Philippe? We'll figure it out.
Absolutely. Of course we are. And I think you said like Korvits had like a hand over Sally's back. He's gonna very gently like cradle her head in like with his free hand and just kind of kneel down next to them.
Oh, like, Phileap could be on Korvits' leg as well. Like, he was big enough there's enough room on that bony leg for the two of them.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna say yeah, he does that. I'm just gonna roll a little guy. Oh, 13. Did I roll that one already? I can't remember.
No, that's a new one.
Oh, I did not. Oh no.
Oh dear! What is it?
An ill omen falls upon you when making an ability check, roll, or saving throw. DM may force you to roll at disadvantage. So, okay, not as bad as I thought it was. I just saw ill omen and panicked. So,
That one doesn't have an immediate effect. You should roll it again.
oh, 100%, yeah. That's the problem with like the wild magic rolls. They are super fun, but not all of them are gonna have immediate consequences.
Yeah.
11. Let's see. Oh no! Sally shrinks. She shrinks. She casts reduce on herself.
Oh, reduce. Oh gosh, how small does that make her? That reduces by like 50%, doesn't it? Oh man.
I think like 50%.
Oh, hold on. Enlarge, reduce.
I'll halves in all dimensions.
Oh my god, so she is now half a foot tall. Oh my god. Korvits is going to make this sort of surprised bird fluttering its wings kind of noise.
Oh boy, don't get any smaller, Sally, you'll fall down the drain. Oh boy, you got a handle on her, Philippe. If I move, I might squish her.
Yeah, he's immediately scooping her up. It's just like, okay, it's okay. It's okay. We're all okay. Oh, you haven't been this small since you were in the egg. It's like, Sally is like, I don't like this. I know. Remember when we're mad, we're gonna take a deep breath, baby. And he's like, trying to keep her calm.
All right, yeah. If I remember correctly, there's technically no limit to the kind of thing that could either happen to her or the people around her if she's got wild magic. So, okay, rack your brains. Korvits, there's gotta be some way to keep this under control. What kind of magic do you do again, Philippe?
I'm just an invocation wizard. I'm nothing too crazy.
Okay. You don't have any, like turn magic off? What is it? Anti-magic bullshit?
I could check my spellbooks. I don't think so. And, he's like, I'm gonna roll a d10 real quick. Okay, that's a 5. With his free hand, he like reaches into his pocket and is like flipping through his spell books. Is like, Featherfall, Find Familiar, Jump, Magic Missile Shield, Silent Image, Sleep, Dark Vision, Enlarge, Reduce, Hold Person, Locate Objects, nothing that I can think of. I know Counterspell is available, but that's more of a temporary solution than an ongoing one.
Yeah. Oh.
I have to learn.
Oh, that does remind. I am so dumb. Okay, hold on.
And he's just going to sort of reach a hand down and ever so gently prod Sally. And he's got Dispel magic. So he's just going to go boop and dispel the enlarge reduce on her so she could poof back into normal size.
And she's like, oh, okay, good. And like Sally's like, oh, I'm big again.
All right, I can at least do that. I have so many spells rattling around in my gourd, I forget I've got half of them sometimes. Hi. Okay, all right. So, Dispel magic works, that's good. I don't know any anti-magic stuff, though, and really, honestly, I don't think that's a good idea either, because that
Yeah, this
may have unintended consequences which we don't want to go into.
yeah,
Probably not good.
no, the fact that Sally, you're able to do this much magic, I think it might be part of you. And every part of you is beautiful, honey. We want to make sure, like Mr. Corbett said, that you grow up big and strong. If we dispel it, well, we don't want you to lose any part of yourself. Because every part of you is beautiful.
There's got to be some way of keeping your magic under control, even if I could. I wonder if that would work. I told myself I wouldn't do that again. Oh, but if that works, oh man.
What are you thinking?
Okay. Hear me out. This is going to be a consent thing, not only with Sally, but with you too, Phileap. Okay, this is what I'm thinking, because as you may be aware, I made sure you were aware, but you know that I'm a god. And as a result of that, I have the capacity to have things like clerics and so forth. And I was. It's not an impossibility that if we took her magic and tweaked it slightly, changed it from this wild magic sort of stuff and focused it perhaps into something else. Maybe that would mean that we can outsource a little bit of her control until she's a bit older to me.
You take your magic.
Not take, but adjust.
Right, borrow it. Well, okay, by making her a cleric?
No, I don't think that would help, actually. Not for cleric, because, well, I mean, you may not be aware of this, but, you know, Lynn is a cleric of mine, and I give her some of my magic, and while what I've got in mind would probably have a similar effect, there is a certain amount of,
Oof.
It's not control necessarily, but there is I'm just gonna come straight out and say it. I am thinking that perhaps a warlock pact with me might help keep her wild magic under control. That's what I'm thinking.
So I rolled earlier to intelligence to see if Phileap would connect the dots. He didn't. I'm gonna roll a Whis save real quick. Cause yeah, warlocks sometimes have a reputation. So well, not even warlocks themselves, but warlock packs.
Mm-hmm.
And well, he doesn't faint. I don't think he screams, but he's definitely what? His eyes are just big. His grip on Sally might be a little bit tighter, not tight enough to her, but warlocks. I've heard of warlocks. That okay. Could you even do that? She's two. Is that even possible? I'm gonna sit down. Yeah, I'm gonna sit down. And he just plops onto the ground.
Look, it's not the perfect solution, but really, honestly, it's the only one that's coming to mind at the moment. And, if later, once she's got more control over it, she doesn't want to be a warlock anymore, it can be undone. I can release her from her pact if that's what she wants. That's what I've told Gibbs, my other warlock. If at any point it doesn't want to be my warlock anymore, that's theirs.
Well, admittedly, I don't know a lot of. I've not met warlocks personally, but isn't the pact itself? And he kind of covers like Sally's ears. Like, I've heard the pacts, doing them and undoing them can be unpleasant for the warlocks themselves. And I trust you. Like, I wouldn't like. I can't imagine. I don't think you would be suggesting if that were the case. But how would this even work? She's two.
I get that, Philippe, but most 2-year-olds also don't pull out Fireball.
I know.
I'm not worried about her capacity to be a warlock here. And like I said, I won't do it if she doesn't say yes, and if you don't say yes, because she's your kid. And
yeah,
I can't vouch for other guides and other warlocks because, I've not met that many of them, quite frankly. But the relationship, but what I've heard, I spoke to, Rena from Yeast, and, turns out you can make warlock packs accidentally. Did you know that? I didn't know that until I accidentally made one.
Oh.
Yeah, I like to think that that's a special circumstance. Yeah, turns out my warlock pact with Gibbs didn't actually have any, words in it. That was just, yeah. But there wouldn't be anything in this that should be a threat to her. This is me providing something to her. And, the whole idea is that I get something back, and, well, what I would get, I'd also be able to, kind of innately tell where she is at any given time, as long as you're okay with that.
I think he's gonna be quiet about it. It's like, this is all more than I was expecting, but I trust you, Korvits. I do. I'm sorry. I reacted badly to that, but I do trust you. I know you would never do anything to hurt Sally. Yeah, I trust you. This is just it was a big deal when I began to learn my magic, and I was like 10 when I first started learning my spells, and Hallie's just a baby.
I know. I get it. I understand even if I don't have the same experience. I mean, I was designed as an adult. I was the equivalent mentally and physically as maybe 19 or something, 20 maybe, when I was created. So I don't have that experience of growing up or anything. But I think this would work because if that's how we design our pact between me and her. And I don't know that I'll get wild magic as part of it, but at the very least I could give her control as part of our pact. And then, like I said, we can undo it later. If other gods make that uncomfortable for their warlocks, well then that's their business, but that's not. I don't make pacts just for, for shits and giggles here, Phileap. I don't want anything to happen to you or any of your kids. So that's why I've offered it.
I know. I do know. He's. Oh my. I know logically that you're a good person, and I trust you with my life. I trust you with my kids' lives. This is just, there's still, it's a lot, but yes, I trust you. And he just kind of took a deep breath, trying to steady himself. I'm like, I do trust you, and I think you're right. I think this is this is probably the best option we have.
And like, if it doesn't work, we could undo it, you know, in 3 weeks or something. If it doesn't work, if she still has wild magic issues, then we can try something else. But for now, like, she's been going off non-stop for like a while, and there's no signs of stopping. So
Yeah, I mean,
it's worth a try, right?
yeah, you're right. I think like I'm okay with it so long as Sally is. Yeah, let's give it a go. We do need to do something, and thank you for offering. And I'm sorry, I reacted badly to that. I didn't mean to imply anything, or I just
Maybe you and I could
worry.
chat about it more in detail later once we've got this all sorted out. Because, I don't know. Not everybody's experiences are the same, so we can always talk about it some more.
That might be nice. And again, I'm sorry. I do trust you. I just you know me. I jumped the gun. That was still not an excuse. I'm sorry. Point is, I do trust you, and I think we should yes, I think we should do this. So long as Sally is okay with it. I want to try this. And yeah, let's see.
I am dreadfully intrigued about these roles.
None of them are applying is the thing.
Oh. Boo.
Boo. Okay. I don't know how we would make that apply. But let me just oh, wait, I do. As Phileap is talking, he had like when he was talking about like, you know, like, is this gonna hurt Sally? He had her ears covered, and she was getting fussy. So yeah, Phileap suddenly has hair. Like a full What?
I don't think Korvits is gonna be able to not laugh at that.
Oh my, Phileap, you look Sal, did you do that? See, this is wild magic. It can be hilarious, but also cannot be. But you look silly.
I think Sally is like, Dad, you look like my Barbie doll!
Well, that's one way to break the tension in the scene. Oh, gosh. Do you want me to dispel?
And the hair, I think as he says that, the hair, like, instantly falls away, because that's part of the wild magic, is the hair falls out and grows back rapidly. So.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, never mind. There it goes.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I think
different.
we were getting too serious, I think. See, that
Yeah.
makes sense. All right. Well, all right.
Yeah.
If you're sure, then, hey, Sal, got something really important to talk to you about. Come here. Get on my hand, yeah?
Sally, like, crawls forward on his hand, like.
And he's gonna lift her up so that they're face to face.
All right. So, I'm not sure how much you could hear through your dad's hand, but do you know what a warlock is, kiddo?
Oh, I heard that part. That's like someone that uses magic, right?
That's one part of it, yeah. And warlocks get their magic usually from gods, like me. And what we're thinking is that if you're my warlock, that should keep your magic under control. But I'm not gonna do it without you wanting it, okay? And it might mean that your magic changes a little bit, but it should, theoretically, stop the, unexpected situations that you've been finding yourself in this afternoon. So, it's up to you, kiddo. if you want to give it a try to keep your magic under control, we can do that. And if at any point you don't want it anymore, then we can turn it off again. It's up to you. Okay?
She's gonna look up at Korvits, nubbing his back and mouth as she thinks and thinks. And Phileap is definitely like on, kind of peeking over Korvits' other hand to, like the very lovely title card you did earlier, Whis, and watching. It's like, it's like, so what? So I'll do that. I'll be your warlock. That's it.
And if all goes according to plan, yeah. What I'll do as
You
part
probably-
of our pact is I'll give you what's called a spell focus. And theoretically, you should only be able to do magic if you're using your spell focus to do that magic, rather than it just happening.
So I can still turn pink, but only when I want to?
Maybe. I don't know whether or not my warlocks can turn pink. But there is a spell where you can do that without needing to just sort of, go crazy. Yeah, I could probably do it to you right now. Hold on.
Let me check. Oh, yeah, absolutely. You can use Prestidige for that.
Hey!
He's going to sort of snap his fingers, and there is this smell in the air of toasted pumpkin spice. It's like, you know how like when you're making like some Indian curries, how you'd have the spices in the fry pan and you'd fry them a little bit first? It's like that with the spices that go into pumpkin spice, so the your cardamom, your cinnamon, all that sort of stuff. This toasted pumpkin spice smell. And she turns pink.
And she is delighted. It's like, oh, that's so cool.
So it's not an impossibility, yeah? And there's also going to be some homework in it for you, kiddo. Because...
Ellie makes a face.
Oh yeah, don't pull that face. Because it's going to be magic homework. Because yes, this might stop you from, getting on top of the fridge or turning pink or whatever randomly, but because you've got so much magic, just relying on me to keep it under control won't be enough. You're gonna have to practice. Which means you get to hang out with me one-on-one and do some magic practice with me. And sometimes I'm gonna make your dad do it.
And he just sort of grins at Phileap, going, you're not getting out of this one.
He's kind of like, Phileap flinches at being mentioned, but he's like, shrugged his shoulders like, yeah, fair enough. It'll be fun. We can do it together.
And you've got so many siblings. One-on-one time with your dad. Super cool, right?
Sally is definitely like intrigued. Like one time with Dad, yes. One time with Dad and Mr. Korvits. Like she's just looking up, kind of like awed. Like oh, there are no downsides to this.
So, what do you think, kiddo? Should we give it a try?
She looks up at Mr. Korvits, looks up at her dad, looks down at her dad, I should say, not up. And Phileap just kind of gives her a thumbs up and smiles, like, whatever you want to do, okay? It's your decision. And she's like, I want to do it, please. She kind of shyly says it, and then Nubbin goes back in mouth.
All right. Okay. Now, let me see. Aha. All right. Here, go to your dad for a sec.
And he'll kind of like hand her over.
Yeah, Phileap takes her and just kind of, carries her.
Now, a spell focus for the young miss. What would be good? Alright, hold on. Let me get some equipment.
For shits and giggles, we're going to be rolling his hammer space. Please fumble, please
Oh,
fumble.
excellent.
Dang it.
Oh, no.
That's fine. So he's going to reach into his scarf and he's going to pull out some, it looks like that leather, like thin leather cord. And it's kind of a vague orangey sort of color, but it's, you know, it's leather, but it's slightly orangey. And some wood, like just little chunks of wood.
Alright, I think if we...
He also pulled out a little carving knife. I forgot to say that. And what he does is he takes the leather and he kind of measures it to go around Sally's wrist, and he uses the wood. And you probably never seen him do this before because he's normally just looking after the guppies. But he takes some time and does it in full view of the both of you. He's not trying to be sneaky about it, and he carves a little pumpkin, like a jack-o'-lantern. Admittedly, it's got his face on it, but you know, it's a little jack-o'-lantern, wooden word pendant kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which he slips onto the leather, and he does a sort of a complicated little knot so that you can adjust the tightness of this little bracelet. And then he sort of looks at it and goes,
something's missing. Oh, I know the perfect thing.
He's going to hunch forward a little bit, and the two strands of his scarf spread out into those big black raven wings. And now that Phileap is not panicking because, oh, I'm suddenly in the air, they are enormous wings. And he reaches a hand, like he curls one of the wings over and reaches a hand up, and he plucks a feather out of his wing, and he ties it into the bracelet, and then he slips it onto Sally's wrist.
There you go. With this, you're gonna be my warlock, Sal. And we're going to get you all the control you could ever want, and practice on that magic, and we'll see where things go from there, okay?
Sally looks at the bracelet, just kind of wide-eyed, and looks up at Corbin and is like, "Is this a friendship bracelet? Are warlocks made with friendship bracelets?"
Not all the time. My other warlock was with a kiss, but this one, friendship bracelet. I think that's a good thing to call it. Because now, you got a thing that I've made you and a little piece of me to take wherever you go. Alright?
Sally just kind of nods. Like, thank you, Mr. Korvits.
And I invite both of them to roll Arcana.
Oh boy. Oh, both Phileap and Sally?
Yeah, Phileap can do one too.
Oh boy. When you said both, I didn't know if you meant Korvits and Arcana, my guy.
He's a wizard. It should be pretty alright.
Oh,
Nice.
Sally is the 21 though.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So with the 15, as Phileap is watching Korvits say this and slip the bracelet onto his daughter's wrist, he can kind of see there's this sort of, it's not a change in the color of her skin. It's more like there's just this glint of orange just sometimes in the light as she sort of moves a little bit. You know, have you seen those iridescent cars that kind of look like they could be purple, but then you look at them from a slightly different angle, the light is different, and it gets this little orange hint to it?
Yeah.
It's just this vague little flicker of orange that isn't there. It's some sort of structural color kind of thing.
Yeah, like almost like a silhouette or an outline of orange.
Yeah, it's very subtle, but only because he's watching and he's paying so close attention. Because even if he does trust Korvits, paranoia,
Mm-hmm.
but he can kind of see that just sort of sheen over her purple every now and then, depending on how the light is looking. And she has this very vague pumpkin spicy kind of smell to her as well. And for Sally, as he puts this bracelet on and he says all of this about being his warlock, she feels really warm. It's the kind of warm where you're sitting next to a fire in the middle of winter and you've got a big mug of hot chocolate with a giant marshmallow in it. That kind of just nice warm feeling in her chest, as if she's just drunk lots of hot chocolate. It's nice and comforting and it feels safe.
Oh. And I think she just kind of like flops. She just like, oh, this feels like, she's kind of like a big sigh and flops in her dad's arms like, oh, that feels nice. Like that nap that she wasn't able to take, she's crashing now. It's like, this feels so good. That's one way to put you down for a nap.
Well, I mean, she has been expending a lot of energy with all that magic coming out. But, that definitely did the job. Now I've got 3 in here.
And he's put a hand on his chest and he's smiling fondly.
Now, 4. Alright, kiddo. You're my warlock now, for better or for worse. If you need me for anything, you can call me. And I mean, it was like that before, but I am going to try not to cheat at hide and seek, because I can also kind of tell where you are at any given moment. So, there's that. But I think now is a good time for you to go home and get some sleep. Okay? And we will have magic practice another day. Okay?
She gives a very sleepy nod and just kind of, trying to stay is like, mm-hmm. And she just is, like the thing little kids do where it's like, oh, they're so tired. She keeps like almost falling asleep, flopping on her dad's shoulder, and waking back up again. And Phileap just kind of gives a little chuckle and rubs her back. Like, yeah, that's. We'll have to give her another talk about it after she wakes up.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't normally. I don't want to impose myself on anyone. My pact with Gibbs was an accident, but we talked about it afterwards. My cleric relationship with Lynn was after a very in-depth conversation. None of these relationships, I suppose, is for my own benefit. It's for other people. And the second this stops being to her benefit, we can stop this. Hopefully this is what will do the trick. If she has any more wild magic, let me know. Maybe Rena will know something more about wild magic. She's better at this than me, and I keep meaning to go and see her east. So if we still have any issues, we can go for a field trip. But for now, take her home, get that nap into her, and let me know how she does. Okay?
I will. Thank you, Korvits. If you want to roll an insight on Phileap, like.
Sure, I love rolling insight for Korvits.
I wonder why. It wouldn't be that it's super duper high for any reason, is it?
It wouldn't be the plus 26. Yeah, so that's a 38.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely like, he's playing a weird little like juggling act in his head. Like Korvits can tell, like Phileap is afraid of many things, and there's fear there, but there's also guilt for the fear, and the fear is still happening, but it's not out of any, like, you could tell, like, it's not out of any malicious, like, it's not from any malicious area. wants to trust you so badly, but this is prior experience has told him that any kind of pact with a god or otherwise is not good, but he trusts you. He trusts this town, and he's against his better judgment. He's doing this.
Mhm.
But it is like he genuinely wants to, but it is you understand how this is very hard for him to do.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I think Korvits will give Phileap this sort of smile and
Hey, for what it's worth as well. Thanks for trusting me on this. I know it's hard.
Oh, it's thank you for. You should be thanking me. I should be thanking you. You're the one who's doing this, and I know I reacted badly. I've had some bad experiences with pacts, not with gods. You are the first god I've ever met. God, at least I hope so. Though that would explain a lot if one of them was. I'm rambling. I do trust you. I just trust is a bit hard for me, and I appreciate that you are being patient with me, and I appreciate you looking after my kids.
There's not really a better way to say this, Philippe, but you are unfortunately a protagonist. So I can understand how you might get yourself into situations which would have flow-on effects and make trust hard. And I mean, I can be a lot. I'm big. I am incredibly powerful. Also, I just showed up at your door on random, so like I get it. And the fact that you put so much faith in me, I appreciate that. It's I don't know. It feels nice. It feels nice in a way that it didn't feel like that when I was just a kid, you know? And I feel like that's probably a God thing, you know? People having faith in you or something like that. I mean, you don't need to be a cleric or a paladin or a warlock or whatever to have faith in a god, you know? So, I appreciate that. I feel like that kind of gives me a bit of a boost one way or the other.
Philippe kind of smiles. You saw him flinch when he said protagonist, because like, oh, I don't like that. You're probably right, but I hate that. But yeah, he just kind of smiles and gently pats Korvitz's arm. Like, I was gonna say pats his back, but like I don't think he's tall enough to reach. But
no, I think
gives him
he's
a
still
friendly
in
little pat.
Korvits' lap anyway. So like,
Oh God, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gives Korvitz a friendly little pat on the back.
yeah.
Thank you for. Yeah, I guess we're both pretty new at this.
That's the fun thing about life, though. You got plenty ahead of you to get good at it. And, one of these days I'll figure out all this other god nonsense. Like, did you know I'm supposed to have. Like, I learned this. That gods have, like, a realm. I'm like, a realm? I've had realms before. It was just on the same plane as everything else.
Yeah.
Apparently, you get them elsewhere, too. It's like, oh, cool. I'll find my keys eventually.
Huh. That's. Huh.
Yeah, I read it in a book. I was like, oh, okay, that's a thing that gods do. Cool. So, you know.
I think I might need to do some homework too. Admittedly, I've not heard I've not done much with warlocks, but I might need to read up on, them a bit. And
I'm sure you can track down some to talk to, or, ask Lynn. Lynn seems to know everybody. I'm sure she'd know a warlock or two that you could talk to.
oh, I'm sure. He just kind of sighs and oh, oh, thank God that's over. Oh, that was so much kind of sigh.
I should get you home. You said you were scared of heights, so I suppose walking is more your speed, yeah?
Yeah, I think Philippe's gonna look at the time and like, oh, it's actually like, maybe, okay. I am trying to get better about my fears because I have many. The Admiral said, it's good to build up a tolerance. So, if you're okay with it, I wouldn't mind flying if there was a bit of a warning. I will not scream, I promise.
Well, if you scream at this point, you'll wake Sally up, and I think she deserves her rest, so you can contain yourself,
No,
I'm sure.
Oh, definitely not. It's impossible to get these kids to sleep. They're gonna, if I can get them to sleep, I'm gonna do it.
I thought you said you had the sleep spell in your spell book, Phileap. Did you not use that on them?
There's a look on Philippe's face. Is like, that had not occurred to him. That had literally never occurred to him.
Well, I think I just gave you a parenting tip, did I?
Yeah, Huh. I've had that for years. I didn't even... Oh.
I mean, you probably aren't the kind of parent to just, use magic on your kids willy-nilly, so maybe save it for special occasions, yeah?
Yeah.
But, alright. Now, let's do this with a little bit of notice, and you can actually appreciate the view from on high, huh?
Yeah, sure. Yes. Sorry, I'm just still... My mind's a little bit blown from the spell. I didn't even think about that.
Oh, Phileap, bless.
All right, well let's go home, shall we?
And Phileap is already in Korvits' lap, so Korvits is sort of just gonna pick Phileap up, kind of. I'm trying to think, because how tall is Phileap? I think you said he was 4 foot something.
He's 5'8".
Oh, geez. Okay, yeah. So, bridal carry is probably the most convenient way to carry someone with that size difference.
It's like, okay.
Now, this is the best way to do this. If this is uncomfortable, I can, well, actually, no, I can't give you a piggyback because you're holding Sally. Next time. We'll figure something out for next time.
It's good. I just haven't been carried that way since I was dating. That's, not for another time. It's fine. It's fine. I am going to go flying. And it's great.
Yeah, and I'm engaged already, so, like, it's fine. All right, let's go.
And his scarf will flick up again and turn into those big black raven wings. And it's a slower ascent than before for Philippe's sake. It's more of a one beat to kind of get them just off the ground, and then he'll take off nice and high. And he'll kind of just fly in place above the pumpkin patch from where they were for just a little bit, so that Phileap can have a good look around.
And it helps to just picture that you might be in a hot air balloon or on a really tall building rather than literally flying, then that might help. But now that you're not freaking out over various different things, check out Halloween Town, the way that I look at it. Isn't it cool? You can see a whole town from up here.
Yeah, it's cool. It is nice. I'm gonna roll a little Whis save, like, because it's not so much like the flying, it's the heights with Phileap. But he's also like got a kid and he's got warning, so I'm gonna roll an advantage. Oh, didn't need it. That's an 18. Like,
Nice.
I'm gonna roll anyways to see, like. Oh, dang. Okay, dirty 20.
Nice.
I think maybe he tense it up a bit, but he's like, yeah, he actually does, like, relax, and it's just, wow, this really is beautiful.
It's afternoon now, but imagine this at night. The whole town with, like, stars on the ground. And you can see everything. There's the forest, there's the curly hill, there's your place over there, and you can see Network over there, and obviously the manor. the skyline's a little different to, 200 years ago, but it's still home. It's still fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I'm really glad I chose to stay here.
And while I don't have the final say like I used to, I am fairly confident that Jacques and Asclepius and Kara aren't going to kick you out anytime soon. So, for as long as you want to be, Phileap, you and your kids you're one of us. You're of Halloween, whether or not you want it.
I think I'd like that.
So, we gotta get you some spooking practice. Because you're plenty good at getting spooked, but you gotta return the favor sometimes.
And he's actually going to start flying towards Phileap's house while he's saying this.
I think Phileap is stammering like, wait, what? Spook practice? I'm not scary. How would I even scare people?
Oh, there are means and ways. I mean, even someone such as yourself could do a frighten, a good-hearted frighten, not actual terror, like, cheerful, well-natured frighten. I reckon you could do it, and I am increasingly interested to learn more about you, Phileap, because, we haven't really sat down and talked, so maybe we could put that on the calendar. I can teach you how to do a scary, and we could get to know each other a little bit better. I think that sounds fun. Go out for coffee or something.
Maybe coffee does sound nice, but I don't know if I'm ready to do a frighten necessarily. I'm still getting used to not being frightened.
Well, you don't need to stop being scared of stuff to do some scaring. Heck, there are some things that still scare me.
Oh, that's true. Baby steps.
Sometimes that's all you need. Alright, here we go. And down. Landed. And let's see how we do with the jelly legs.
And he's just going to put Phileap down on the sidewalk outside of his house.
Yeah. Man, I'm gonna roll, probably roll con. I'll roll that at an advantage, though, because he did not get frightened. So let's see. What's his con?
Nice.
Oh.
You didn't put the space in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a 16.
Yes. So doing pretty alright.
Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, he didn't do bad. It's like, oh, okay, we're on the ground. Ah, that's not as bad as I thought it would be. The Admiral's gonna not believe it when I told her I went flying and I didn't scream. Well, the second time. First time doesn't count. I know that was coming, but yeah, that wasn't bad.
Yeah, well done you. You've had a lot to deal with in the last, hour and a half, so I don't think you have anything to worry about at all, Phileap. You should be proud of yourself. You actually relatively kept cool, considering what you were working with.
Yeah, I'm honestly just glad she wasn't hurt. I think I was kind of worried I started to make it worse when I started panicking, because the kids, they're like sponges. They observe what I'm doing, and, sometimes they think it's funny when I'm scared, but, well, let's just say I was trying to keep it more together when she started getting upset.
Sometimes it can be hard to keep those kind of reactions under wraps. You don't want to see what I'm like when I get angry. I will not tell you what I did that one time. It's not pretty. But yeah, we all do things when we're scared or upset, and you and your kids are no different. Hey, sometimes you just gotta give yourselves a little bit of grace to go, okay, This is how I was feeling. This is how I reacted. Was that appropriate? Maybe not. Let's work on that. It's called character development.
I think Phileap also kind of laughs. Is like, yeah. Oh, yep. Character development. Thanks again, Korvits. I don't know. I'm sorry if I interrupted you earlier or anything, but if you want, since the kids are being put down for their nap, I can make you you can make you and Rye a cup of tea or something before you leave. Or maybe I've got some scones left over. Give you some to eat before you leave.
Do
No, it's
those
not much.
scones come with jam? Because you know how much of a sucker I am for sweets. I don't really do tea, if you recall, but I think Rye likes tea. Oh gosh, I hope Rye's alright.
Oh God, I left them with 4 kids. Yeah, we should go. We should go inside.
I am picturing what they come across when they go inside. And it is very funny to me.
Uh-oh.
So Korvits will shrink down into his raven form and probably like perch on Phileap's head to get into the house without donking his head on the door frame. And the house is probably still in as much of disarray as it was when they left. And Rye and the guppies are not in the main room. And looking through the house, they go to the guppy's bedroom. And Rye has absolutely polymorphed all 4 of them into assorted different animals. But I would also like to think that they are asleep while different animals.
Oh, yes! God,
So
it's like a baby animal pile.
Yeah, absolutely. So maybe you've got, maybe one of them was turned into a little baby duck, and one into a kitten, and one into a puppy, and what's another really cute little baby animal? What's a good one?
Monkey. Baby monkey. Or baby
monkey.
sheep.
Baby sheep, yeah, okay. So you got a lamb, a kitten, a puppy, and a little fluffy baby duck chick, and they're like just in a pile in they would be all small enough to be on one bed. I don't know if the guppies share, if they've got their own. But Rye's just kind of slowly trying to back out of the bedroom when they approach. And instead of guppies, there's just this pile of baby animals on the bed.
Phileap is like, I wish I had a camera. This is the cutest thing I've ever seen.
I think they like magic, Mr. Phileap. They kept wanting me to do spells.
Yeah, I got that impression too. Thank you. I know it's not much, but I have scones and jam and tea.
Ooh, I like scones. Yes, please. Is Sally okay?
She is now. Thanks to Mr. Korvits.
Great. They should turn back to normal in like an hour. So
That'll do just fine. Give them enough time to have a bit of fun, and then after they wake up and clean up a bit. Thank goodness for prestidigitation. But first, scones. And unless there's anything else you want to do, we can start to wrap it up with a little word picture.
I'm good. That's all I've got.
Yeah. So yeah, Phileap definitely puts Sally in the little baby animal pile, takes a little picture because cute. And as he's casting prestidigitation around the burnt carpet marks around his house and trying to clean up the worst of the disarray, he is softly chatting and taking out scones and tea.
Rye will be helping with mending. He's got mending and prestidig, so he'll be helping.
Oh, bless. So sweet. So yeah, it just cuts to that very soft picture of the 3 of them just, having a little snack, chatting a bit. and the baby's taking a little nap.
Nah. That was great.
Oh gosh.
I love this family. The frog family are so good.
I love Korvits so much. It's so good to have like he's so much fun to bounce off of, and Ryan is so good, the best bean.
Oh man. Oh dear. Korvits just talks so much though.
It's good because like Phileap needs a break. He will panic ramble. He needs to have someone else do the talking for a bit so he can like
Process.
get his little thoughts organized. Yeah, process. That's the one.
Oh dear. Yeah. Oh boy. Well, I suppose this is where we say goodbye to our audience, eh?
Yeah. Thanks everybody, and for future listeners, thanks for listening in. And yeah, we will see you later.
And see you next time.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.